Welcome to London Streets and Sights. I'm Leo, and I'll be your host to learn about another street in London. Today, we're exploring a small but historically fascinating street, right in the heart of the West End, St Giles High Street. This short street in the city of Westminster links High Holborn in the east to Denmark Street in the west, threading its way through a dynamic and ever-evolving part of central London. Although modest in length, St Giles High Street is nestled among some of the city's busiest roads. It sits right by Tottenham Court Road, and forms part of the St Giles Circus intersection, where Shaftesbury Avenue, New Oxford Street, and Charing Cross Road all meet. The street takes its name from the ancient parish of St Giles, a nod to the 12th century hospital for lepers that once stood here. Back in the 18th and 19th centuries, this area was home to the notorious St Giles Rookery, a tangle of overcrowded slums that became infamous for poverty and crime. Charles Dickens himself described it in his writings. Thankfully, it's come a long way since those days. Today, St Giles High Street is part of a vibrant mix of old and new. You'll find Centrepoint Tower, now converted into luxury flats, and just steps away, Denmark Street, known as Tin Pan Alley, steeped in British music history. And here's the Church of St Giles-in-the-Fields, a striking Georgian structure, and one of the few reminders of the area's ancient roots. It's not just history that defines this street. The real estate here is highly sought after. As of mid-2025, a one-bedroom flat in this area averages around £950,000, with 2 beds reaching £1.6 million. Renting? Expect to pay upwards of £3,200 per month. The homes here typically range between 550 and 900 square feet. That's roughly 51 to 84 square meters. It's central, it's well-connected, and it's very much in demand. When it comes to transport, you're in one of London's best-connected spots. Tottenham Court Road Station is right around the corner, served by the Central, Northern, and Elizabeth lines. You're also near Holborn and Covent Garden stations, and there are bus stops all around St Giles Circus and High Holborn. Here's a fun historical fact. In the 1700s, this very street was a starting point for prisoners on their final journey from Newgate Prison to the gallows at Tyburn. They were traditionally offered one last drink at a local pub here, known as the Bowl. So whether you're walking through for a glimpse of Georgian architecture, taking in London's music history, or just hopping between two blinds, St Giles High Street is a spot full of character, stories, and significance. Thanks for joining me on this stroll down St Giles High Street. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the London Streets and Sights channel for more journeys through London's most interesting streets. And for more details, including history, nearby attractions, and real estate info, visit the full guide on the London Streets and Sights website. The link is in the description below.